Europe. Just the word conjures up romantic images, doesn't it? And for many, Paris is at the top of that list. But what if you're on a budget? What if you're dreaming of gazing at the Eiffel Tower with a crepe in hand, but worried about breaking the bank? Don't worry, that's the beauty of solo travel. You're calling the shots. We're going to explore Paris like a true budget traveler, uncovering those hidden gems and local experiences that make this city so captivating. We'll discover how to stretch your euros further than you ever thought possible. Get ready to pack your bags, grab your metro pass, and dive into the heart of Paris. This is your love affair with Paris. And trust me, it doesn't need to cost a fortune. When you think of Paris, you might imagine luxurious hotels with hefty price tags. But hold on, Paris has a knack for surprising budget travelers like us. Let's talk hostels. They're a fantastic way to meet fellow adventurers and save a bundle. Imagine swapping travel stories in a cozy common room or sharing tips over a baguette breakfast. That's the magic of hostel life. Now, if you prefer your own space, don't worry. Paris has plenty of budget-friendly hotels tucked away in charming neighborhoods. Think family-run pensions with quaint courtyards or modern hotels offering incredible value just a short metro ride from the city center. The key here is to book in advance, especially if you're traveling during peak season. And remember, location is everything. Choose a neighborhood that aligns with your interests. Do you want to be in the heart of the Latin Quarter surrounded by students and history, or perhaps you'd prefer the artistic vibes of Montmartre? Don't be afraid to venture beyond the typical tourist zones. You might just stumble upon a hidden gem that becomes your Parisian home away from home. And remember, the internet is your best friend. Websites and apps can help you find incredible deals and compare prices to snag the perfect accommodation that suits your budget. So go ahead and start exploring. Your Parisian adventure awaits, and it doesn't have to cost a fortune to find the perfect place to rest your head. Paris is a city best explored on foot, but sometimes those charming cobblestone streets can feel a little long after a day of sightseeing. That's where the Paris Metro comes in, your ticket to affordable and efficient travel around the city. The Metro is incredibly user-friendly. Grab yourself a Navigo card for the week. It's a much better deal than individual tickets, and you can zip around the city like a true Parisian. Now here's a little secret. Some of the best views in Paris are actually from the Metro itself. The Line 6, for instance, offers glimpses of the Eiffel Tower as it rumbles along above ground. But don't be afraid to lace up those walking shoes. Paris is a city meant to be savoured one step at a time. Meander along the Seine, pop into a local boulangerie for a fresh croissant, or simply soak up the atmosphere of a charming neighbourhood. Remember, getting lost in Paris is half the fun. You never know what hidden courtyards, quirky shops, or charming cafes you might stumble upon. And hey, all that walking is good for your budget and your waistline. It's a win-win situation. So embrace the joy of wandering, get those steps in, and discover the hidden gems that lie around every corner. Chapter 3. The Art of Eating Well on a Shoestring. Paris is a culinary paradise, but all those Michelin-starred restaurants can put a serious dent in your budget. But don't worry, you don't need a fat wallet to eat well in Paris. Let's start with the markets. Oh, the markets. They're a feast for the senses and the perfect place to find delicious and affordable eats. Imagine strolling through colorful stalls overflowing with fresh produce, artisan cheeses, crusty bread and mouth-watering pastries. Grab yourself a baguette, some cheese, a few pieces of fruit, and voila! You've got yourself a picnic fit for a Parisian. Find a bench in a park, soak up the sunshine, and enjoy your feast. Speaking of picnics, they're a budget traveler's best friend. Head to a local supermarket and stock up on goodies. You'll be surprised at how affordable it can be. Now, let's talk about those charming little cafes. Look for the ones filled with locals. They always know where to find the best value. A simple croque monsieur, a steaming bowl of French onion soup, or a classic crepe can be surprisingly easy on the wallet. And here's a little secret. Many restaurants offer affordable prix-fixe menus, especially at lunchtime. These set menus are a fantastic way to sample traditional French cuisine without breaking the bank. So go ahead and indulge your taste buds. Paris is your oyster, or should I say your croissant. Chapter 4. Parisian delights, free or almost free. One of the best things about Paris is that many of its most iconic sites are absolutely free to enjoy. Think about it. Strolling along the Champs-Élysées, gazing up at the Arc de Triomphe, or simply soaking up the atmosphere of the Latin Quarter, these experiences are priceless and won't cost you €1. Now let's talk museums. Many museums offer free admission on certain days of the week or during specific hours. Do your research, plan, and you can experience world-class art without spending a dime. And here's a little secret: some museums, like the Musée Carnavalet, are always free. It's dedicated to the history of Paris and a fascinating place to spend an afternoon. Don't forget about the beauty of Paris's parks and gardens. The Jardin de Luxembourg, the Tuileries Garden, the Parc des Buttes-Chaumont. These green oases offer a welcome escape from the hustle and bustle of city life. Pack a picnic, grab a book, or simply relax and soak up the sunshine. It's the Parisian way to enjoy a lazy afternoon, so go ahead and explore. There are countless ways to experience the magic of Paris without spending a fortune. Chapter 5. Budgeting like a boss. Making your euros stretch. All right, let's talk budget. Traveling on a shoestring doesn't mean sacrificing experiences. It's about being savvy and making smart choices. First things first, set a realistic budget before you go. How much can you comfortably spend on accommodation, food, activities, and souvenirs? Once you have a number in mind, stick to it. Now here's where the fun begins. Tracking your expenses. It doesn't have to be complicated. Use a notebook, a spreadsheet, or a budgeting app, whatever works for you. The key is to be aware of where your money is going. Cash is king in Paris, especially for smaller purchases. Withdraw a set amount from the ATM each day to avoid overspending. And remember, those foreign transaction fees can add up, so choose your ATM wisely. Here's a tip. Look for banks that offer free or low-cost ATM withdrawals abroad. It can save you a significant amount in the long run. And finally, don't be afraid to indulge in a little guilt-free splurging. Whether it's a fancy pastry, a special souvenir, or a memorable meal, budget for those little luxuries that make your trip extra special. Remember, traveling on a budget is about maximizing your experiences without maxing out your credit card. So there you have it. Solo travel in Paris on a budget is totally doable, and trust me, it can be incredibly rewarding. Embrace the adventure, be open to new experiences, and remember, the best things in life are often the simplest ones. With a little planning and these handy tips, you'll be strolling along the Seine, baguette in hand, marveling at the Eiffel Tower without a care in the world. Now, we want to hear from you. Share your own budget travel tips, your dream Parisian adventures, or any questions you might have in the comments below. Happy travels!